Chris V. Still get it from the intellect reservoir, cosmic surfing. These two sons of God didn't come from virgins. Ether makes up these gods. We rode light angles to the earth plane. Again trapped in skin, but a different name. Monads, been here since Ruth and Moabs. Thought you killed me when Drew and Marcus got toe tagged. That's why I'm here with the Grand Chairman of Fear. Truth make you think critical like severe. Doing the God things, I make ancients appear. And all I'm hearing is knocking while I'm watching a seer. Ancient rituals and sound healing notes through Pro Tools. Eye-to-eye transfers knowledge, you need no schools. Waking up the masses, music is class and stage. Most fail cause they look like the flying shades. Following demons possess Kanye's and Lil Wayne's. Expecting a hippie with a cross and a Greek name. In a melanin calls me D&B, the link up with no cheese. Origins in me, I'm not what you don't see. I'm not one of those armchair revolutionaries. Allah's in me, sick and tired of being sick and tired, but that's just where we get our strength, man. The Christ is in me. I'm not a hustler, pimp, gangster, wankster, but trust me, they all in me.
I got it when the moon shifted the tomb in the melanated womb, sipping milk in the honeydew and triple black boom. Touchdown, traveling on planet Earth where we crush clowns. While I'm managing this curse and preparing the elixir that turns copycats into kitty litter. These poor pussies pretending to be misters. I cannot sin, but I can be very sinister. My limitations are limited as I do a lap around the galaxy. Had to gather light and rally back and fuck the fallacy. And cause of that, I got labeled the antagonist. And it didn't help that I cuss and bun cannabis and bun candles and wear symbols of Orishas. And I put a hex on the heads of 7 preachers with one trailer spit aimed at the pulpit. Crush the crucifix, a whole tabernacle backflip. I'm not Catholic, but if I choose my bare resonance, you may just catch a glimpse of Lucifer's semblance. Up and down Jacob's ladder with my melanin, the vessel of the fear none. You can find the devil in.
God's in me, I say that's so serious. Turn a nigga to a god, show you I'm serious. God I'm proclaiming, name changing and facing with no guilt or fear. All these clansmen masons, we stand on squares, circumscribe our own circumference. Goddess Lakshmi bless me with abundance of prosperity. I speak with clarity, not to confuse. Put Moorish in front everything from Christian to Jews. I'm the anchor, so I don't listen to news on some snail type vibrations making me snooze. Calling a porker to call down our UFO crews. Like Yahweh or dogs and shamans, we call on Ra Amen. For sun ritual, spiritual, I'm physically trapped. Rewind, play back, and get your pioneer tap like Gregory Hines when I'm spitting the rhymes. A&Rs want me to blow, but all rights reserved when we sign. In a melanin calls me D&B, the link up with no cheese. Origins in me, I'm not what you don't see. I'm not one of those armchair revolutionaries. Allah's in me, sick and tired of being sick and tired, but that's just where we get our strength, man. The Christ is in me. I'm not a hustler, pimp, gangster, wankster, but trust me, they all in me.
Alright, so let's polarization. On the Guru, on them two, Jula, Rodilla, Chiaja, Jehovah, Alcala, Locayo, Kokomo, Lalila, I need some halal shades. Isa, Hamu, Nobu, Mana, Imatu, Chichi, Juba, Yoba, Egati, Yasubo, Nisa, Isala, Akilu, Hadudu, Yadudu, Alumaman, Aloli, Ayo, Elevation, Right, no
Most don't learn till it's too late. Most say that they're real but they too fake. Most act minor but think they too great. Most meet fake just cause they too bait. Most don't learn till it's too late. Most say that they real but they too fake. Most act minor but think they too great. Most meet fate just cause they too bait. Welcome to Scarborough. Youths want cash without tango. Candle magic got me calling on Shango. When I strike, I'm coming from lightning angles. Wet up in your ride like dangles. Know your place. When me and the God step in the place, devils get step in their face. No matter your race, watch your speech. We defend peace with justice. Love for the God make you shit like mustard or run like custard. Too slow, so you know how it go. Send him to Assad. I'm not the one to judge you, bro, or judge you, sis. Humanity written from hip to hip, but you're shaking them and not getting your womb equipped. Degrading yourself for women's rights, not saving yourself. Turning a dyke, but won't spiritually raise yourself. Waste of sperm, can't even wait to perm. Getting viruses and symptoms, you're thinking it's germs. Making so many mistakes, from none you learn. Seeing your future as the fucking cauldron turn. Ease the burn of your young son's death. Blaming the influence, but never blaming yourself. Drive a shot, but never a crooked cop. Crip shot, but never a racist cop. Racism doesn't exist, so stop. Rex 84, King Alfred got him on the block for chopping. Nigga Mortus, abuse ain't stopping. Guns on your shirts, but your pistol's not cocking. Popping and locking, guns jammed for 10 you're locked in. Or eternal sleep in a closed coffin. Most don't learn till it's too late. Most say that they real, but they too fake. Most act minor, but think they too great. Most meet fate just cause they too bait. Most don't learn till it's too late. Most say that they real, but they too fake. Most act minor, but think they too great. Most meet fate just cause they too bait. They got you stuck on some fakeness. We revealed this, you heard of us. Official lower self-murderers. These Mars come equipped for warfare. Tam or Kufi. These Sufi are my corp of Mufti. For all those who wanna profile and pose. See a nigga dressing or a fag made his clothes. You all alone in that gear, cousin. Gangsta hardcore thugs, he just frontin'. Cops keep them fake crews running like they supposed to. Rich like Scarface, you never come close to. I can see it, eyes tell no lies. Assalamu alaikum, selling white sugar in those bean pies. Giving dollars to Doc's lawyer who took the bar. And between you and your leader, he's being a bar. Some say I'm rude, blame Brother Dawood or Azariah. Pastor Beverly, the Messiah. David Walker, action not a talker. Sleepwalker, wake up, you're just daydreaming. Dirty Moors don't want to be God and stay heathen. I can't believe what I'm seeing. Most don't learn till it's too late. Most say that they real, but they too fake. Most act minor, but think they too great. Most meet fate just cause they too bait. Most don't learn till it's too late. Most say that they real, but they too fake. Most act minor, but think they too great. Most meet fate just cause they too bait. Rappers think they hot, niggas warm like Luke. Oops, call them dirty Moors is what we taught to do. Not the Klansmen, burning some cross for you. If he's got a speechwriter, who's the boss to you? Voting for Obama, I see he's off like you. I walk, don't need a boxed up Porsche like you. Loving the Fiat, dirty Moors thugging for Fiat. Grabbing old ladies' purses, they mugging for Fiat. Some taking, some big, for Fiat they drugging. Fiat is backed by nothing, fam, I'm not bluffing. Players hands on their ass like it's turkey they stuffing. Doing it for your boys, treat your girl like nothing. Matriarch rules, patriarch fools. I'm seeing gods act like men, thinking like mules. Square my rough edges without mason tools. I never took an oath, so I'm revealing mason rules. Most don't learn till it's too late. Most say that they real, but they too fake. Most act minor, but think they too great. Most meet fate just cause they too bait. Most don't learn till it's too late. Most say that they real, but they too fake. Most act minor, but think they too great. Most meet fate just cause they too bait. Produced by D&D, Gagotas, Iron Sheik, CMP. Love Morris. Peace and love, Morris. Peace and love, Morris.
I used to want to be a gangster, you know. I always live by that code. I ain't gonna never rat on no nigga. A nigga play with me, I'ma dive in their face. But then, you know, I got to see that the game was rigged. You know, all the niggas I looked up to, you know, they wasn't really what they said they was. And, you know, a lot of these niggas out here be pretending, you know, when they really get to that level, you know, they not really what they say they is, you know. I kind of feel cheated. I felt cheated for a long time, but I learned to cope with that. And like I said, I love life. I love being a great father. I love making great music, you know. I could talk about the days I wanted to be a gangster, but that shit doesn't matter, you know. Many are called, but only few are chosen in this game, you know. But, you know, I can stand on the fact that I'm one of the chosen ones, you know. I'm a dad, you know. If you try to play with me, I'm a dad right there on the scene. But, you know, not too many live like that, so. Oh, well.
And then another more, Canaanland more. Canaanland more. Now, we're supposed to be uplifted for all humanity, right? That's it. Nothing else. Those are the orders. Put down. Uplift our people. Not confuse them, not have them tripping over or whatever. Just uplift the people. That's all. You don't have to do anything else but that. You know, obviously, you know, there's many people who are on higher levels in this, where uplift our people, it's bigger than uplift our people. We are a nation. We are a nation. Regardless of what the people choose to do with their birthright. This Moor had all type of BS going on in their life because they decided to say, you know what? I'm not black and Negro and all that stuff. I'm Moor. I don't care what you guys say. I'm Moor. Does whatever they do in their life. Does whatever they do in their life. Right? But they know that they're Moor. So they're out on the night. They're just out on the night. And they bump into Highwayman. And the Highwayman is wearing a police vest that says police over the front. And then it has the Amity banner, stars and stripes. And it has a Canadian leaf. And the Moor said, hey, this is interesting. Let me just take a snap at it since I just have my phone in my hand and just send this to the Moors. How is it that Moors in Canaanland, ever since 2008, have been exercising their birthright? Some failures, but some successes. That activity of Moors, just being Moors, have these people have to tell you. Because Joali told you that these people are going to tell you the truth. They're walking around with the vest on, with the two flags on it, and everybody's just dum-de-dum-de-dum going around whatever. Remember, this is Canaanland over here. This is not over there. And this is not federal whatever. This is municipal beat cop guy. Message. Don't get caught up. Don't get caught up. Don't get caught up, please. Because if you get caught up, it's going to be your fault. So Islam to all the Moors in Canaanland. Right? More in Canaanland posted today. Muammar Gaddafi prophecies. You hear so much BS about him or whatever. If we hear so much BS about him, let's say if he really had prophecies or something. Not to say that he's a prophet or anything like that, but we already know that he was fez up. He wasn't playing a Negro, black, all that BS. He was fez up. You don't think people know what's up? Why is he fez up for? Just because? What? Why? It's his birthright. That's why. Birthright. Birthright. Noble Drew Ali told you, we are a nation. If you are a nation, then you don't have to be anything subordinate to that nation. And if you are going to be subordinate to the nation, it better be by people who are supremely competent. No riffraffs. No Johnny-come-latelys. No matter their age. Only add up like you don't even want to make eye contact with them. Those adapts there. The adapts that make you look at your shoes. Those are the type of adapts that we be running anything Moorish for Moors as a whole, with all these Moors all across North America. And we already know it ain't going to be no Jesus coming to save the Moors. So, each man do their part. This is Gaddafi's part. What he said he's going to do for his nation. I will not go into exile to any foreign country. I was born here in Libya, and I will die here. This country was a desert, and I turned it into a forest where everything can grow. No one loved this land more than its citizens. If Europe and America tells you that they love you, be careful. But America, that's code word, because he has to talk for them to hear. But he already know that that's U.S. corporation. That's why he's not letting them in his stuff. Why you guys want to come over here for? No, you stay over there. Which is what the Moors in North America, ever since Noble Drew Ali came, were doing. And then Garvey was going to jump on board, right? And then Fard and Elijah, they should have took the program and don't change anything. Call yourself Moorish Science Temple still, 1930. And then carry that on. Where would Moorish Science Temple of America be today? Where would Moorish anything be today if these clowns didn't stick to the program and sold us out? And then later, while everybody else is getting their birthright because Noble Drew Ali came, we're still here. We want to join something. We want somebody to do. If you want somebody to do something, fine. You can be a follower. But when you go follow, and whatever happens to you over there for following instead of studying like Moors, know that that's what's up. That's what's up. You study, you be what you know. You can't be what you don't know. If you be what you don't know, then you're a dumbass. And anything that happens, that's on you. Sorry. It has nothing to do with not giving you love and the principles violate Act 3 and all that stuff. I don't do none of that. No violation of any acts or nothing like that. We're going to be real. Let's get real. We know Moors in Canaanland that have been exercising their birthright. Forget Kudro is Grand Sheik and he travels all over. Forget that. Moors who know that they're Moors. And the opposition isn't really dealing with them on opposition. They're dealing with them like, yeah, sure, take the picture, you know what I mean? You said you're a Moor, oh, yeah. Interesting. Can we get some more pictures with you guys? Because this is the right. And the only way that anything is going to happen is if you be what you know. If you don't be what you know, if that Moor wasn't being who they know they are, they wouldn't have been in the situation to be able to see this patch on a municipal highwayman connecting Canada Corporation and UDOTS Corporation as one corporation. Like everything aligned perfectly for that Moor to be in the position to say, oh my gosh, let me take a picture of this because nobody else is even going to look at this and think anything. Who knows how long they've been doing that? Just telling people, oh, yeah, we're two corporations. Letting you know, remember, that's the municipal. It's not federal. United States flag and that's federal. Why is federal stuff on a municipal jurisdiction? For Moors in Canaanland, why is the RCMP giving people tickets? Just to let you know how big and deep the fraud is, that's just what it is. Yeah, ain't nothing. But what do you know? Do you know that you're a Moor? Do you know that once you say that you're a Moor, then anything Moorish applies to you? And then depending on whatever it is that is Moorish is doing in their activity, righteous or whatever, you put your energy behind them to get some more stuff done that really has to get done. Why waste your time with people you don't know where they're going when you could be working with people who been know where they're going and they've been going in that direction? Same way you're trying to go. They love the wealth of your land, the oil and not the people. They are helping you to fight against me, but it will be more wise for you to fight against them because they are fighting against your future progress. My message to you, the people of Libya, forget Libya, he's talking to all the Moors. Not just talking to them, his people only. You already see what's happened. The message to you, people of Libya, is they are helping you to kill me, but you will pay the price because you will suffer. Check the record, what's going on right now. And my message to you, America and Europe, is you will kill me, but be ready to fight a never-ending terrorism. Before you realize your ignorance, terrorists will be hitting you at your doorstep. Now, keep in mind that the real war on terror is the people's ignorance to the fact they have a sovereign right That is their right. It's their right. The people. Same message that he's telling his people. Don't get twisted that this one thing that's translated from one language to something else, and then the English is what was said. Because they already know that the point is to keep the people in a denationalized status. And once you have them in a denationalized status, then you rule. But the thing that has to be done is change the minds of the people. We came from 2008. You're not going to be out here as a new position that there's people pre you that was doing what you're trying to do right now. No one supports the foundation. Only those who are the foundation. You know how much calls? How much calls? Crazy. And not from Moors who are riding the fence with being Moors. We're talking about Moors who've been Moors. That are calling me like, yo, what's going on right now? Like, what happened? What's up? Like, what's going on? I don't know, man. I'm just bystander like you. Bystander effect is real. Have you shocked because you can't even believe that what's really going on right now? How much people have sold the birthright? And then because they sold the birthright, because now they got it, they can dress it up in however to make you how many calls? And it's such it's so hurtful to know. It's so hurtful to know that people really vampire you. They really try to get you to a place to succumb to their succubus. And trap you in putting your energy somewhere that it's not. Certain things just aren't adding up. It doesn't make any sense. Like, what is going on right now? Like, mad Moors who I build with, Moors who I've been to their house, Moors who called me out to a lecture, Moors that I just met from some YouTube message, whatever, Moors that I met from Facebook, Moors I met from MySpace or whatever, first time having YouTube. Like, We deal with mad Moors. We know Moors are out there. Because Moors contact us. Moors contact us just trying to find out about Moors. Yo, I'm in whatever. Any Moors over here? Yo, whatever. There's any Moors here? All across the world? So I know that there's unity. No, I can't tell about there's no unity amongst the Moors right now. Tripping. What do you mean there's no unity amongst the Moors? You know how many Moors know that they're Moors? What are you talking about? The Moor went. It's another one again. The Moor went to the gas station to go pump gas. Moor just gonna pump some gas like it's not nothing. European comes up. I love fezzes. You tell me a European did that about some hat that some guy's wearing around here. No hat never get no praises, no honors. We need some supreme jurisdiction to be Moors. That was a European. That European could have been a highwayman. He could have been a judge. He could have been a... Who knows who that European was? And he gave honors to the Moors. There is Moorish unity. Just have to watch these vampires. Watch these vampires. Telling you. Been telling you. Because let's just say a supreme jurisdiction, USAR or whoever, let's just say Trump said, hey, I want to talk to you guys. And then USAR or whoever Moorish Science Temple, whatever, is saying, okay, we're going to go and meet with Trump. When they come out from the meeting with Trump, if their position isn't everybody's free because they got some pass from Trump, so now they can do or whatever, they can exercise something, some U.S. jurisdiction recognize that, yeah, those are the real guys that are the Moorish whatever. So everything has to go through them. If their position is, yeah, everybody has to go through us to be Moors, know that they're playing it. Their position should be, everybody is Moors. You don't have jurisdiction over anybody, whether they're part of this or whether they're part of something else over there that says that they're Moors. Because these are the principles that are supposed to follow. These are whatever. These are whatever. If they violate anything of that, then you have jurisdiction. Other than that, you guys have zero jurisdiction. So it's a time will tell. Because, you know, from what I've studied and from what I've researched, the only jurisdictions that I see that have exercised their right and have been recognized or whatever like that by the so-called corporate whoever's, and then the corporate whoever just leaves them and then they don't deal with them after their encounter, is Moorish Divine National Movement, Great Seal Association of Moorish Affairs, Washita Aboriginal Indigenous Jurisdiction, Nuwapian Moors, Dr. Malachi Z. York. We already know we're not even putting NOI in there because they're Moorish Science Temple of America. They just don't say they're Moorish Science Temple of America. They're not even in it because they're Moors. So that's who was exercising. No problems. How somebody have a jurisdiction and they build pyramids and all this type of stuff on a jurisdiction? Tell me that these people didn't recognize what was up because he was saying that we're Moors? Forget all that other BS that they were teaching. The point was that he was a Moor. That's why he was able to do that. Which is what everybody was supposed to do. And again, anybody who said that they're Moors after Noble Drew Ali, they would have just gotten momentum based on what the Moorish movement was doing. Which is why Great Seal made it absolutely imperative that you better know what Noble Drew Ali taught if you're saying you're Great Seal. That's how connected he was to what Noble Drew Ali brought. With his own thing that he started and stuff like that, he's not his own thing. And what they were doing at that jurisdiction, from what I've seen, Europeans have no problem with them. Matter of fact, Europeans were calling them to come. But what happened? People came into it with malicious intent and tried to do their own thing. It's malicious intent when the founder of the whatever, Moorish whatever, doesn't wear a fez or a turban. That's criminal. If they represent for Moors. Just go on YouTube and check how much Moors out there say that they're the leader of some Moorish whatever, and they're not in fez or turban, ever. They can't be credible. No way they're credible. And if you think that they're credible, oh, that lets me know that you're just a follower. You're just a chase behind the fastest moving car. But forget to think about brakes. And then want to come to Moors after. Why are you chasing the stuff? You're a dog. Why are you chasing stuff? Chasing moving car. What are you doing trying to bite tires? You're stupid? Okay, fine, then you go. Do whatever you do. Because we know Moors who exercise their birthright as a Moor. No matter they said, I'm going to be a Moor and have a Washita identification. And they went out and exercised as a Washita and got remedy for their situation. There's people who have their Washita ID and they went to a situation and they might be still in the cell. You go ask them if they're Moor. You think they're going to say no, they're Negro black colored? Because they're behind there? If we're going to, well, it doesn't matter. Anybody who gets kidnapped or whatever like that, we should be able to go. What do you mean? What were they doing in order to get kidnapped? What do you mean anybody who gets kidnapped? Because everybody dropped the ball since Noble Drew Ali already, again, except Great Seal, Washita, Nuwapian Moors, right? Like, everybody else dropped the ball. Everybody else played their little whatever BS game, got their little personal hookup or whatever. That was the only stuff that was trying to do something for everybody. So everybody can exercise their birthright free and clear. Because we have a track record of this works, this works, this works, this works, this doesn't work. This works, this doesn't work, 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 but this works. Okay, we have that. So why are you going and doing stuff that you know people said it doesn't work? We're the competent people. That's why we say don't go sign the whatever for those guys. Did you go sign the whatever and then now you're mad? Then you're mad. You signed the stuff. Don't get mad. Did you reserve your rights when you signed? Yeah. All right. So why are you tripping? Are you out right now free? Yeah. Why are you tripping? And many Moors who say that they're Moors and been repping for the fact that they're Moors, guaranteed, regardless of whatever they went through, they said that they're Moors at the end of the day. Guaranteed they came through one of those schools right there. Guaranteed. Or all of them. That's the credible people. Everybody else followed. Trying to make a name for themselves, trying to come up to be something. They don't want to get down with the program that's been gotten down with even before 2008, 2004 with Grand Chic Nature. Beat these people in the head with law. 2004, Moors weren't even on being Moors yet. They were Moors being Moors. Exercising as Great Seal Moor Science Temple. Beat everybody up. Just because this is law. This is nationhood. We are a nation. And in our jurisdiction in 2004, it was Moor Science Temple of America Great Seal. That's what it was. Because Moors were studying that. Moors were studying Noble Drew Ali. Moors were studying whatever. Moors were studying only the stuff that meant something, which were the ones that we talked about. There is the unity. There is the unity. The unity is already there. People want to be on the come up because they're whatever that they were doing with the corporate, whoever failed. Yeah, we know it's rough out here. But it's real rough when your own is vampiring you. When we already have nothing, like why are you vampiring? Can we just be Moors? You can't just be throwing stones out your glass house. Talking about I'm gonna hit you in the head with the stone, I'm gonna throw out the glass house. You can't do that. There was something that was laid down. Right? Even Brother Don Combs Bay. Still a Moor. Well, he had a nationality card. So the people who he got nationality card, they should have helped him to get out of whatever. Yeah, but not really. Because ultimately, these people don't have jurisdiction once you say you're a Moor. The only reason it's going any further than that is because these people are corrupt in their dealings with natural people. That's on them. That's not on Moors. It's not on us why we're getting violated. And like we said, if one of these Moorish whoever's, get the finger wave, hey, come here, let's talk to you about the Moors. Those people better be going to sit in that seat and talk with these people on behalf of all Moors everywhere. As soon as they inch away from it being for all Moors everywhere, know that they're playing you. You have to have their papers or their card or whatever to be a Moor and have certain rights being able to be exercised, which you're supposed to be able to do that regardless of some Moorish jurisdiction that got created for you to be a Moor. And if Noble Drew Ali is the forerunner for Islam in America, then what is he not the founder of? Because Islam's older than anything that these Negroes and whoever say that they're part of. I self-law master Islam, mystic Islam, not the BS that people call Islam right now. And try to say, oh yeah, Islam, when the Moors brought it into 700s and that's it. The recreating the wheel is what causes the disunity. So like we say, we know Washita Moors who been Washita Moors. Before we were saying we're Moors, they were Washita Moors, exercising as Moors. Successful, no issues with these Europeans. Zero. Without having any type of, this is the name that you're gonna have to recognize and whatever. It was birthrights. How come you not say you're Washita then? Because I already know that we're Washita. Ain't nothing to talk about. How we not Washita if Noble Drew Ali's Cherokee and we say I don't know Noble Drew Ali? How we not repping Washita? What are you talking about? How we talking about Turners and we're not we're repping Washita? What do you mean you have nothing to do with Washita? Noble Drew Ali comes from Turners, which is Tunica. Washita. Moors. Moors. Why? Because we are a nation. And again, only those who are Moors and want to be Moors will keep saying, yo, what's going on here? Something's funny right now. Because you already know that it's birthrights. Just like the Moors that we had last week. Like China, these Moors are at. Not a Moor, Moors. Like there's Moors there. That got fezzes and stuff like that. They're translating the Quran. They're translating 1-1 questionnaire. They're translating the writs into Chinese that they're using over there. Like, are you out of your mind? that this thing's not over. We just have to be Moors. Just be Moors. That's all. All we have to do is be Moors. They would bow the hell down to your feet. Moors already got it. We're telling you. Moors have gone to stores and put the stuff down. These people bow at their feet and give them the stuff for free. Because that's so much honor. Like when No Jolly talk about we're owed a debt. You know, talk about some Europeans. The world, the world owes the Moors. Like we said, okay. Again, European run the slave, right? Europeans on the slave, just like me. Regardless of what his position is, he's on the slave too. He gotta be there at a certain time and leave at a certain time. I have on the knitted fez. Make sure, Moors, you can check Mother Miriam Bay and you can check Mother Juliana in the chat. You know, just click, go to the channel and contact with them for your knitted fezzes. So had on the knitted fez. European says, wow, a fez. Remember, it's knitted. Knitted with a tassel. A kufi with a tassel. Not the form when we say fez or tarbush or kufi, like not that form. The beanie form, the stocking cap form, the wave cap form, shower cap form. And the man said a fez. And then he said, my wife hates when I wear my fez. And then showed me a picture of him with the laugh, with the fez on. European. Just because he saw the fez. Remember, I'm not wearing a fez. I'm wearing a symbolic fez. And he caught the symbology. He caught what was up with me wearing a beanie with a tassel on it. He caught the play and jumped on the play like, yo, look at my picture. I wear my fez too. It's very real. Yes, frequency. That's the Moorish whatever that we're supposed to be on. What frequency are you on? What frequency? Are you vibrating on the right frequency? Or are you imbalanced? Because once you're on the right frequency, you will know that there's Moorish unity. And you won't have to be the #1 guy to do something for the Moors. You're not going to need that. You're not going to need that. And we always have to give honors to the Prophet, Noble Drew Ali. Because he laid it down, and then we give honors to the elder CM Bay. because he took what Noble Drew Ali brought and ran it forward. But when people start talking about unity with USAR and stuff like that, we're going to have serious problems. Because we go back again to active Moors who've been doing this. It's not yesterday. Active Moors has been doing this. United States Supreme Court, District of New Jersey, District Court of the United States. Amendment 9, complaint at law. In the nature of a notice of removal. United States Constitution for the Republic, North America, Amexem. From municipal court to federal court, 28 USC 1441, 1446. State of New Jersey, State Police Hamilton Station, Wall Township Municipal Court, plaintiffs versus the Great Seal Moorish Science Temple of America, Incorporated Embryo Circle 7 Moorish Science Temple of America, Incorporated Continental Congress, Moorish Order of the Round Table, Moorish Divine and National Movement, and all ministers, consuls, Moorish nationals, diplomats, offspring, and family members, citizens et al., Adak Chamber Federal Court, alleged defendants. Original jurisdiction, ministers, consuls, diplomats. United States Constitution, Article 3, Section 2, Federal Questions, Constitution, Treaty, Substantive Rights, etc. Petitioners, defendants class. Office notice is hereby served on the State of New Jersey Incorporated, all judicial subdivisions, counties, officials, agents, and state and county police officers, employees, and the above named defendants, all cases and jurisdiction venue moved to federal court. All matters, complaints, traffic tickets, suits, bench summons, citations, etc., misrepresented as lawful warrants, etc., and all cases suffering a want of jurisdiction must be filed with the federal court pursuant to proper jurisdiction and venue named hereinafter. So this is how it is that we were brought up when we go through those schools of thought. That as Moors, until things really kick off for Moors, you're probably gonna be on your own. But know that if you're on the frequency, you will draw those people who are like mind and like heart and like spirit or whatever with you, that you can create among yourself a body politic that will be exercising on their substantive rights, treaties, constitution, etc., and not even have to worry about these people bothering you. Again, which is what it got back to what Noble Drew Ali did. No bothering. People not having no issues. Issues only started coming up when they started having conventions. There are no issues from 1913 with the Moorish movement. Ran rather well. Well-oiled machine. And this is what it is when Moors said that they were Great Seal. That means that they were part of that jurisdiction. The Moorish Divine and National Movement. That means they were part of that jurisdiction. Moorish nation. That they were part of that jurisdiction. And because they were part of that jurisdiction, these people didn't have jurisdiction. And that's how it was. Trust me. We've seen it in Mecca. With these Moors with their own plates for years. And they're just exercising. Highwaymen not bothering them. No stops, no nothing. Moors in Virginia. No stops, no nothing. Nothing, no issues, zero issues. Moors in Memphis, Moors North Carolina. You name it, Moors wherever. That they're exercising their rights as Moors. They don't got any issues. Zero. If they do get a stop, it's the have a nice day after. Having zero issues. Then there's other jurisdictions where you better not even try that, Moor. Hey, Moor, I dare you put those plates back on. See what happens. Oh, you claim a house? I dare you to go back in that house again. Right? That's not. Nothing more than supreme coercion. That they're going to violate your rights to make a point. That just lets you know. That's why we put up the oldie. They live. Just to remind you. That people have already had the glasses and took them off, and they already know what's up. You got these news people, they telling you about, yeah, look through these glasses, see how it really is. You look through the glasses already, like, what are you talking about? What we need to see more than they live to know that movies are either going to tell you what's up or some BS to brainwash you with subliminal messaging and have you wearing tight shirts and tight pants and stuff like that right now. Don't even know that you've been brainwashed. You didn't even see the transition of the pants. You can't even get pants that aren't tight no more unless you know where to go to get those pants. Like everywhere is tight pants. Didn't even recognize the switcheroo. Exact same idea. When we say no one can come with some new stuff to try to convince you that that's what it is. We are a nation. How much new stuff is going to pop up? Why is new stuff popping up? People just wanna not realize what's real. It's obvious what's real. And we're still waiting on the Nas haters to make their videos dissing Nas because he put out the Moorish stuff. Where y'all at? Where y'all at? 5 years ago, brother Najib. Right? keeping stuff like, yo, in the plastic. Now you know why they had the couch in the plastic. You know what I mean? They were onto something back in the day. Like, plastic on the couch, man. We ain't trying. Nah, yo, didn't get it. Didn't realize. It was about 80 years later, busting that, and yeah, still have that couch. Right? We've been here. People are getting on it. It's not about start something new for Moors to now all the work that they put in or whatever like that, doing whatever like that. Now they have to transition to now what you're saying that it has to be done because now that's the way and nothing else is gonna work. The only way nothing else is gonna work is if the people who get the nod and say, yeah, come on over here, and those Moors go over there to go meet with them, tell them, hey, we are the ones who want to get the stuff. Nobody else has to get anything. Anybody out there exercising that they're Moors, if they don't say that they're us, then, you know what I mean? That's crazy. That's crazy. Yeah, Mother Bay. Exactly. Exactly. Right? The market's open. The market's open. Moors need shirts, pants, socks, whatever. Everybody wants to be Moors the proper way. You know what I mean? Everybody wants to be Moors the proper way. And that proper way is because you're honoring your foremothers and forefathers, not because you're joining up to something. Great Seal wasn't doing join up to something. Great Seal was doing, hey, you know you're a Moor, right? Yeah, you want to be a Moor? Okay, man. Declare your nationality. Because the stuff is already established. Like, ain't nothing you're going to go out there and you got to fight with these people or whatever like that. Like, for real. Like, Moors were saying they're Moors, right? Like, you crazy? Do you know how nuts it is? Moors would have a situation. Whatever. Whatever. You just name it. The thing was what would happen after, right? But there was Moors who had serious charges. They went in there and stood on their square. Yo, everything dismissed. Everything dismissed. No matter what it was, everything dismissed. Why? Because they said they were Great Seal Moors. How did they say that? Because they were talking constitutional, they were talking about rights, they were talking about you're violating, they were talking about their Aboriginal Indigenous, they were talking about articles and principles, and these people just yielded. Judge just said, prosecutor, apologize to them, bam, bam, sing, stuff's over. Go home. Just because they were unifying with something that already had momentum. So them going to that is only going to give more momentum. What's the new stuff going to do? You got to start pushing that right now or whatever. You know what I mean? You're running or whatever. Jumpstart. Why don't you just get with the stuff that's been moving? That's what makes sense. They start something new because you were inspired to do this. The Most High gave me 5 senses, and Noble Drew Ali said it in the acts of the stuff, and then my 5 senses told me I'm going to start something new. And then I have these people and they support me that we'll start something new. But I thought you're a nation. Yeah, I am a nation. Okay, so then if you're a nation, then what? If you're a nation, these people don't have jurisdiction. Your flag tells them they don't have jurisdiction. Your feds tell them to do objection. The Sikhs got their turban. You think you could tell them they can't have a dagger? You think it's going to be a question that they have to wear a helmet while they're riding a motorbike? They're riding a motorbike without a helmet and they don't get tickets. And that's a standard across the board to anybody wearing a Sikh turban. When post office guy and bus driver and whoever used to have to wear hats or whatever, they're wearing turban. Forget your hat. I'm wearing your hat, I'm wearing my turban. Across the board for everybody who said their seat. Did they joined up to something? They were part of some organization. That's what made them be recognized to be able to carry a dagger. No, that was nationhood. That was nationhood. What was laid down will not be destroyed. It's gained too much momentum. You can't slow this down like that. But you can vampire, which is wrong. You don't have to vampire. Just get down with the program. Say you're sorry, whatever, make amends, whatever BS that you did, and come back home to really what the foundation is, which is we are a nation. These people have no jurisdiction once they see our nationality. Okay. Now, remember, we're talking about be what you know if you're a Moor. If you're a Moor, be what you know. Right? Be what you know. Regina versus Onibindi Bay. Regina versus ONIGBINDE-BEY. Reasons for judgment. Judge Clements. Lambie is the highwayman. Lambie purported to arrest Obey because he failed to identify himself as required by the Highway Traffic Act. That act, however, carefully circumscribes the arrest power. In particular, the power of arrest does not arise because a motorist refuses to produce his or her license. In particular, the power of arrest does not arise because a motorist refuses to produce his or her license. Rather, where the person refuses to produce the license, the officer is entitled to arrest without warrant under Section 17 of the Act, underlined. Only where the person has also refused to give reasonable identification when requested by a police officer under Section 33 of the Highway Traffic Act. And as already noted, it deemed that the correct name and address is suitable, reasonable identification. The circumstances authorizing an arrest did not arise in this case, and the arrest was not legal. It follows that those charges against Mr. Obey ought to be dismissed and an acquittal will be entered. Highwayman, a Moor. No new stuff. More just being part of a nation. More was just being part of his nation. No jurisdiction. And he gave you two pieces of identification that, according to Judge Clements, is recognized by them. The evil Illuminati gonna take over the planet, one world order, guys. Recognize this Moore's ID and dismiss all his stuff because these people are in violation because he gave them a nationality card, which means I'm not in your jurisdiction. What are you talking to me for? Why are you and I having conversations if I'm not in your jurisdiction? This is on the record. For all the Moors BS and all that stuff, that doesn't work and all that stuff. In Canaanland jurisdiction, we know that being Moors is what's up. Because we already have the Regina versus on the Bindi Bay, and he went through or whatever, got dragged out the car and all that stuff. We didn't say that he's not a Moor because that happened. He knows though that when he made that call, and all the Moors showed up like, oh yeah, how you highwaymen doing? We realize what you guys are trying to do or whatever to our brother. And then they called their backup, and then people coming out the cars and stopping the street and all that stuff because 10 Moors are on the sidewalk while one of their other brothers is getting kidnapped. That was no big deal, fighting them and all that type of stuff, Just like you record, we record and stuff like that. So, they already know what's up. More already know, made the call. They already know what's up. It's just what it is. They got to put on the little charade. Because if they don't put on the charade, it's going to look bad. Because, he already has the case already on the record that these people are violating. And you already know it's not about go sue them or whatever like that. Because who has time to go waste time suing them and have them have that stuff going on for 5 years or whatever like that, when we already know the track record of that. And the only way that you would sue them is if they have something of yours. That's the only way. Anything else? Talking about go sue them and all that stuff, go get something from them because they didn't do something. Wasting time. These people are criminal. Criminal. And then even in the same situation with brother Lanrio Bay, even other Moors that were there, they got stuff. That later in the end, oh yeah, just dismiss this, Sorry, but we had to put up the charade. We had to put the cuffs on and we had to give you a little knee in the back, you know what I mean? We couldn't let them know that you were getting off the plantation. We're going to let you off the plantation out the back. We're going to let you out of your own recognizance. You just signed that paper right there and then you can go, no problem. Sorry about that. We didn't mean to do that. Oh yeah, you going to help me? I got some tax problems or whatever like that. You can help me with some tax problems because I know you more is like, you guys know how to beat the taxes. Highwayman. Like you don't know? You know how many Moors before any of this new BS been exercising their birthright? Washita, Moorish Divine National Movement, Great Seal Association of National Affairs, Nuwapian Nation. Exercising as Moors. Now you talking BS. They're going after even Africa Bambaataa and Zulu Nation. That was a quote unquote jurisdiction of Moors, where even he was going to court as a bay against people who trying to take all his stuff from the hip-hop stuff. Because he realized that, hey, we're Moors? Hold on a second. So if we're Moors, that means everything that I ever did for those guys, you mean that's theirs now? Because, oh, hell no. Connected with Moors and lawyers who were trying to take his stuff and all that BS, he was defending that as a Moor. That was a Great Seal Moor, Moor Science Temple of America Moor, Zulu Kemetic Moor. Trust me. Well, what about he did? I ain't talking about what he did. He did something or he did whatever. So what was his foundation? Moorish science, Moorish history, Moorish law. It's always jealous of the fame and nobility. We've been known that we're allodial. We're allodial. If we're allodial, you don't got no jurisdiction. How do you have jurisdiction? How? Status has to be established. Well, they don't want to recognize that. If you're not standing on that hard enough. Because we know Moors, brother, on the Bindi Bay, on his own son, brother Yasun El, on their own son, go to court. Have highwayman seeing them on the street, like, hey, slave name guy, hey, oh, sorry about that, Mr. Bay. I didn't mean to, I was just, I forgot, that you're Bay. Hey, Mr. Bay. Yeah, what's up? No issues. You don't know? But, we got to go through the charade. We got to bust the window open. We got to drag you out the car. We got to make it look like, your stuff doesn't work, right? Because we're going to let you out the back. Don't worry. Just play the charade. Don't fight too hard. Don't fight too hard. It's going to make this look like we're choking you. It's easy. Just because they were dealing with the foundation. What was the foundation? It was to be constitutional. People strayed away from the stuff because too much information is not a bad thing. Too much information on dumb people is, oh my gosh. Dumb people with too much information is a problem. A big problem. Because too much information, people can nitpick what they want, what they don't want. Because they're dumb. They don't know better. Try convincing people that, and again, it's not against Moors wanting to do stuff, but if you're supreme, want to be active, and you know that you have the way of the whatever, then you should be dealing with the foundation and putting your energy to that, not putting your energy to that, and then convincing people that there's a new jurisdiction in town. You need to be part of this jurisdiction right now because this is the new jurisdiction. Well, how come that jurisdiction wasn't around 20 years ago, 50 years ago? How come that jurisdiction wasn't even mentioned by Noble Drew Ali? Because I know from studying that status is the first issue. And my flag, the red flag with a green 5-point star, lets them know what jurisdiction I'm in. My turban, my fez, lets them know what jurisdiction I'm in. Moors had too many instances where they have engaged other nationals dressed in their Moorish ancient foremothers and forefathers' customs and mindset and didn't get a favorable reply. Majority of Moors man, there's Moors all over that they're exercising their birthright. It's not, didn't matter whether something positive came from it or negative came from it. In their spirit, they knew that this is what it's about. Like, yeah, oh, more. Yeah, I'm sovereign. I'm part of a nation. Hold on a second, all those guys over there, they're part of a nation. And then they're part of a nation. And they're part of a nation. How about, man, hell yeah, I'm more. And they be that on the right frequency, not just being that because they got something they're trying to get out of or whatever. Being that because spirit is telling them, their will is making them be what they know. The fact that they accept this truth that there are more does something in their psyche. That the repetition of that fact, the repetition of that truth to the psyche allows man to open up himself to universal inspiration. That things be manifesting, you don't even know how they're manifesting, but they are. Because you're on the frequency. And once you're on the frequency, everything else is uncivilized. And we're telling you, no withdrawal is the foundation. Right? More's been, speaking about drag Moors out, Brother Rennie just remind me, Brother Supreme even, got the window bust and all that stuff, just so that he can go up to the judge and say, yeah, you know what I mean, I'm a free national, and bam, bam, bam. And judge said, well, your name is what? Isn't that an Egyptian god? Now, when you make a magi jump out of his skin, when you make a magi jump out of his skin, when you say the code word, you decide this is going to be my appellation. Yeah, this is just who I'm going to call myself, put Bay on there, and then that's who I'm going to be. And then you say that to the wrong person or the right person. like wake them up on the spot. Wake up. Just like that, snap into it. Like, oh yeah, I'm in Morocco. Oh yeah, Moors, the Moors. And oh yeah, my granddad used to wear that, and my whoever used to wear that. And then they start running down all this stuff to you about their connection to the Moors, and it was so good for them to see you because it's about birthrights. And again, the Moors who are the Moors who are vibrating on the frequency, they already know what's up. I just want to say Islam to all the Moors, you know what I mean, who sent a shout out because they were worried. Just stay on the path, Moors. That's all we can say. Just stay on the path, right? Just stay on the path. Do not get distracted in these times of distraction. Do not get distracted. Keep a very open mind. Keep a very open mind. You know, very on the frequency. If you're not on the frequency, you better have the trap door on that thing there, that mind there. You're probably already taken over. You're probably a Casper right now. Gone. Fell in the hole. Can't come back. Can't come back. Because you don't want to just get with the program that this is about study, study, study. There's no way that any of you novice whatevers are going to say that you're something. And I'm going to be like, hey, yeah, those guys are the whatever. Hey, how long you been studying? Oh, yeah, man. You know, I mean, 6 months I've been repping for this or whatever. 6 months and you're the whatever? Six months. 9 months? Yo, you know the Moors? Islam to Brother Omar. So Brother Omar is the one who did the Back to Basics, who inspired the Back to Basics. Because he's like, people are coming into this and they think because we say that, well, when a Moor whatever, this Moor, that means that they're just going to go out there and do what we said that Moor did to get out of whatever, but it doesn't really work like that. Because that Moor is seasoned. That's why he got out or whatever. That Moor's been exercising his birthrights, been through the fire already, came out the other side, and now he's chilling because he's been through the fire. They already know that. What are we going to do with him? Can't do nothing with him. He's not going to bring us no fiat. He's just going to wake up these people in here that everybody who has courts coming up talking about, oh, yeah, for the record, Your Honor, I am Kujrad L, you know, X-Relation, Straw Man, and all that stuff like that. Just let you know I'm part of Morris Nation. I have a right to a nationality. I declare my nationality on the record. You have a record over there. You just put that down. The straw name that you have written there is X-Relation, straw name, and I am free national name. Just letting you know for the record. Oh yeah, that means you guys don't have jurisdiction. You have to prove your status or whatever like that, or let me go because you guys don't have jurisdiction. I'm a Moor. Well, you know, we got a bag of guns on you and stuff like that. So that goes against your principles, love, truth, peace, freedom. So sorry, we can't do nothing for you. And then, you know, then that's that guy's bad because why you got the bag of stuff trying to say that you're a Moor. Why are you robbing people trying to say that you're a Moor? Are you charging people 80 billion for some 7 papers? Why are you saying, yeah, I got some papers right here, but you know what I mean? These papers are the papers that's going to get you free. But then when I check those papers with the papers that I got, before you even had papers, it sounded like the same papers. So it sounds like the same papers, and then the card looks the same. Obviously, we have the same flag, we have the same headwear or whatever like that. But when I say, what's your nationality? You pull out your card, and I pull out my card. Man, my card looks the same as yours, but your card is a little different. But your card just came yesterday, and I've been had my card. So why don't you just have the card that I got? Because that would show unity. Why would you have something different than, oh, because you're playing the club thing with the, oh, all right, I get what you're on. So no problem. Do your thing with the club card. You know what I mean? I decline because I really don't, have to be part of clubs because I am a nation. I got flag and all that stuff, seal and all that already. We got Moorish Science Temple of America seal. We got Moorish Divine National Movement seal. We got Moorish Holy Temple of Science charter. We got Moorish Science Temple of America charter. We're straight. Moors are exercising their rights. Yeah, some stuff might be going on, but 70-30 positive to negative situations dealing with Moors. 70-30. And that includes some of my stuff in the 30, the losses. But we're still Moors. We're still here. We're still exercising our right. We still know that we're Moors. We still have people on our slave, skinning up their face. Why she get to wear stuff on her head and stuff like that? Because, she shouldn't be able to wear that because she's... No, I'm going to wear this. It's a good try, though. Yeah, but, beards, we got to have clean shaven in here because, you're talking on the phone and the beard's going to rub on the phone and it's going to sound like static and make us lose business, you know what I'm saying? So you got to... No, we're probably going to stay with the beard. Good try, though, but it's all right. You don't worry. We got this. Exercising rights. Being Moors. Why are they being Moors? Because it's their birthright. And it really is their birthright. But don't watch out for people who are going to use that on you. Yeah, this is your birthright. You are whatever. But you have to come get our paperwork because, our paperwork is the best paperwork. And yeah. And then you get a card from us. Yeah. Yeah, you just get our card because, no, don't worry about the people who have card. They've been saying card for the past, 30 years or whatever. Don't worry about those cards. No, the 1913. Oh, no, don't worry about the people. Don't worry about those cards. You got to come get this new card right here. You got to get these newspapers. Oh, yeah, and then, when you check the newspapers, you're going to see that it's just like the papers that you have. So, just be part of our club because, why not? Let me just think about it. Well, I'll get back to you on that. Because I seen Moors exercise their birthright without any of these Johnny-come-lately clubs that are around today. And they exercise their birthright successfully, no issues. And they've been exercising their birthright, still have no issues. But there's always new stuff coming up. Like, why don't you just support what's been doing the work already? Like, why not just support what has already been going on? Instead of creating a new bandwagon for people to get lost on doing stuff like why would a jurisdiction of Moors be pro-democracy or anything U.S. or Canada Corporation? Because it's going back to this thing about recognize and all that stuff. They already know what's up. And they know that these Johnny-come-lately groups that are claiming that they're the whatever for the Moors are Johnny-come-lately. The Moors who've been exercising their right, that have no issues. What purpose are you serving them? You're not serving them no purpose. They're already exercising their rights as Moors. Also, this must be about the dumb people who don't know any better. Because people are looking at, oh yeah, kidnapped and whatever like that, as, you know, some thing that these Europeans haven't been doing. Like, they've been doing this. Why they been doing this? Because people keep jumping from group to group to group, not staying stable in what the hell they're talking about. Do not know what they're talking about. Because from the jump, Noble Drawley told you that you are a nation. If you are a nation, then what do you mean that you have a problem with somebody else in the nation? And there should be no problems. As soon as there's problems, somebody else, other person has a problem. Because I'm part of a nation. Like, if you rep El, Be, Al, Ali, Day, then you're a fan. Call me anytime, link me, whatever, we'll build whatever. You start talking BS, I already know that something's wrong with you. You need to go check yourself. Because I'm not the one trying to figure this out. I already know what's up. I already know that it's the energies that guide this. It's not the beings that guide this. I keep it's talking about, are you on the frequency? Are you on the frequency to know what this is, to mean this is your birthright? It's gonna come in funny ways. Because there's an imbalance right now. There's too many people are taking the birthright and trying to use it as a come up or a get off. That's not what this is. This is about knowledge of self. This is about knowing about your history, knowing about your culture. They want to stack the $1 million to the ceiling. Put it in a truck. They want to stack it up. They want to stack it up. That's not what this is about. This is about we are a nation. So support each other, 100. But not if you're doing F stuff. You're not getting support if you're doing BS. Come on now. Like, why are we going to support you doing BS? We already know what's up. Are you doing the BS? Okay, if you're doing BS, then it's probably trying to get people to come join the club or whatever like that, because people want to get on the, you know, selling this thing called birthrights again. They want to get on, talk about this is your birthright, but then selling it to you. How are they selling it? They didn't charge anything. You got vampired. That's what they got. They got your energy. They got your energy. See people around you? See people around you? Just funny. Like, hey, how come certain people used to be part of the U.S corporate jurisdiction. And then some years later, they're the leader of some stuff. How's it somebody used to be a calypso singer or an R&B singer? Then they become the leader of some stuff. Or they were inspired to whatever because, you know, a drug dealer became a leader of whatever and a whatever. Okay, yeah, true, you know. Okay, we'll go with that. But what was supposed to be the message? The message was supposed to be what the ones before them said, which the ones before them said, which the ones before them said, which the ones before them said. We're going back into time. And then when we look at the pinnacle pieces, those were the prophets who all their messages were the same message. That the guy who's presently the prophet, you look back 50,000 years, that guy who was the prophet, his message is the same. They didn't change the name of the stuff. They didn't bring up some new stuff. They didn't create anything. They said, hey, what did you do back there behind me? Oh, yeah, that's what it is? Okay, all right, that's what the message is. And they stuck with the same program. The Johnny-come-latelys, that's what's causing the disunity. The Johnny-come-latelys, and then the foundation that support the Johnny-come-latelys. Instead of slapping these Johnny-come-latelys into their senses, but who the hell do you think you are? You found out you're a Moor yesterday, and you want to be Ali, Chief Ali, whatever? How you Ali, you just found out about Moors yesterday? The hell are you talking about? Who ordained you that? We need to talk to them. You telling me you're the head of whatever? It's the mother's auxiliary of the Moorish whatever. And then you're standing up there and you don't have no turban on? There's a mother up there, no turban, and you're talking some whatever about Moors. Oh, you just forgot. Oh, okay. All right, cool. Yeah. Yeah. Right. Watch. The rise is happening. And trust, just like there can't be a reincarnated prophet and somebody says they're the number one prophet guy or whatever, okay, somebody can't say they're the number one organization of Moorish or whatever. They're the ones that whatever. Okay, where were you 5 years ago? Well, you know, 5 years ago, I was, you know, doing nothing relative to what it is that I'm doing now. Okay, so you came yesterday. All right, so you came yesterday. Yes, I came yesterday. So because you came yesterday, how are you qualified? Well, I'm not really qualified. I'm qualified. I'm training right now because I'm not really qualified, but I'm training. So I'm holding the position while I'm training. And then, you know, while I'm training, I'll just be in the position. Okay, so, okay, how about the other people that are part of your stuff or whatever? You know, I see that you have departments and stuff like that. Oh, yeah, well, those guys been around for 4 months. Those guys over there, they've been around for 8 months. Oh, those guys over there, they've been around for 2 years, but you know, they can't be the heads of the stuff because you know it was my idea, so I'm the one that has to be the head of the stuff, even though those guys over there been here doing this for 9 months before I even had the idea of doing this new stuff that we're doing. Oh, okay, all right, cool. True. All right. Interesting. So because you have new stuff going on, like how come not everything's new? Like how come only some stuff's new, but not everything's new? But if you're gonna do new stuff, then you know you should have new stuff. Like how come, you know, the paperwork is the same as the paperwork that preceded you, and you're founding your new stuff. And again, you know, just because Moore's been messaging me for a month or whatever is why you just said, hey, we'll just say something. Just because, you know, we've been Moors, you know, we've seen Moors exercise, you know, we see Moors exercise. I mean, I seen Moors walking, but it looked like they're floating. I see Moors reach the height of being Moors, like on the top of the stuff, planting the flag and the shit, like, yes, we're Moors, we did this and stuff like that. And then, oops, down, all the way down to the bottom of the stuff, all the way down. They, you know, they got some scratches, but you know, they came out unscathed. And they start to climb again because you know we're Moors. That's just what it is. Lesson learned. Praise Allah for the lesson. Since I'm still here, let's learn from that lesson and get back to climbing. Because this is just what it is. Because we are spirit, not the flesh. Now you play the fleshy with you. This is spirit. This is spirit first. Energy, frequency is supposed to guide you. Trust that the frequency and the energies are guiding the ones who are really for the upliftment of the people and the nation. And you put your energy behind that. Johnny come lately's Khalid told people about that, but you know, yeah, Khalid's a Moor, so you can't take nothing what he says because everything he got from the white man because he said he's a Moor. So we can't quote Dr. Khalid Muhammad. We can't use him as an example. Sorry, he's a Moor. You have to laugh to keep from crying. You have to. You have to. Don't let these people play games with you. When somebody says, "Hey, are you a Moor?" "Yeah, I'm a Moor." "Got some ID? Show me you're a Moor." All right. Here's my ID. "Hey, I'm a Moor." "Oh yeah, yeah. You see your ID. Do you know so and so?" "No, I don't know them." "Do you know so and so?" "No, I don't know them." "How about so?" "No." "You don't know what it is?" "No." Because how long you have your nationality card? "Oh man, this nationality card maybe 2 years." "Oh, you've been a Moor for 2 years, huh?" "Yeah, well, off and on been a Moor, kind of not a Moor, sometimes a Moor. "Oh, but you had the card." "Yeah, yeah." Okay. Um, you notice our cards look alike? Yeah, they kind of look similar, but I never really saw anybody else with this card. I had my card since 2008. Who who you learned from to be a Moor? And then when they find out, they realize that they got played. Because all the stuff that they were told for 2 years, all the stuff that they were told for 2 years, not once did they get referred to what was before existing the 2 years. Like when we came in, these Moors made sure we knew about Washita, who the Washita were, gave us Washita books, gave us Great Seal books, gave us CMB books, gave us all the foundational information. When we came in, gave us all the foundational information. That this is what it's about. All the other stuff that you hear that it's about, that might be somebody playing you. So be very mindful dealing with Moors. Any Moors come up to you talking about, "Hey, you Moors are the Canaanland Moors. I heard about you guys." You know what I mean? We are the Moorish whatever, whatever. And, we're here to, and then you just give us your whatever and give us your stuff. And then that, watch out for them Moors. But they were scarce back then. There was maybe like 3 of those Moors. Like to sell you a package or sell you an idea Moors, come join there, whatever. There was few. There was probably like one indigenous, whatever of those, relative to Moors. And maybe 2 or 3 other Moorish called groups that were raping people. Right? But you would have to join because there were so little bit of them. Right? This is 2008 we're talking about. Because there were so little people that were trying to make something off the Moorish paradigm, it was easy to pinpoint who these people were. Because majority of them were part of Moorish Science Temple. There wasn't outside of Moorish Science Temple dirty Moors. Like everybody was in-house. And then because of how big the sellout was, it being in-house means that the people who were doing the righteousness were at the disadvantage now. Which is why people even stepped off from Moore Science Temple and started doing their own thing because of the corruption, not because things were right and successful. So again, with these new people, you're not saying, or are you trying to say that the people who have been doing this and are doing this are doing something wrong or they're not right, which is why you're bringing up some new stuff? So you should be giving supreme honors to all the Moors who've been exercising their birthrights before you even starting your whatever you're starting up. Think about that. The game is really to make sure that the people aren't forming themselves who they resonate with in the preferably in the jurisdiction where you domicile. So those Moors are a drive, a bicycle, a walk, or whatever away. That's the Moors that should be in your cipher. And everybody else who is on the frequency, but not where you're at, is a satellite version of yourself. Wherever they're at. They should have what you have what they have. You might trade stuff, you know what I mean? Like us and Moors, we trade stuff all the time. Send them a bunch of DVDs, they send books. Send them some books, they send whatever. Some Moors on the strength just send whatever. Us on the strength sometimes we just make 10 packages, just send it out to Moors. Just because. We're Moors, we're family. If we're family, and we've been fam, if we've been fam, and you bring around somebody who I know is funny, certain things just ain't right with fam that you brought around. Gonna tell you on a one-way that, yo, fam that you brought around, this and this and this and this and this. And on top of that, fam doesn't even know the hand sign properly. Yeah, but he's gonna go hard for us and he's gonna, yeah, but he's not doing the hand sign properly. Yeah, well, you know what I mean? He said that he has this, you know, whatever, and then we're going to be able to get the Moors on this platform for the whatever, because we're doing the... Yeah, but did you recognize that what that we throw up as family, that guy's not throwing that up. Everybody's just gonna, oh, it's cool, you know what I mean? Yeah, he can throw up whatever he wants and rep us because, you know, we don't care. We don't care. Anybody could rep for us. You know, we do have principles and stuff that was laid down before us that we follow. We got some new stuff right here. That this new stuff, even go on Canaanland Moors, the old channel, and go check. when we sat down with Robert Menard, European sovereign citizen guy, that his meal was stewed moose. European. Moose. Moose baked with gravy on it. Sovereign citizen guy. And sovereign citizen guy is trying to tell us, well, what we have to do is we have to change the Constitution because we know, you knew about the Constitution being fake and all that stuff. You know what the Constitution being an act, and the only real Constitution would be the Constitution of the United States because Canada's in North America. That's just what it is. When we start talking about we're Moors and that he's a European and he's a foreigner, you don't really have that type of jurisdiction here. You're a foreigner. What you have to do is recognize that you're a subject. No, because we're sovereign and we have the sovereign. Oh, yeah? All right. You keep playing that you're sovereign and not be in allegiance with the Moors. Now go look up those people. David Windmiller, go look him up. Go look up Robert Menard. Go look up all these Europeans who are trying to play like they're somebody. They got some sovereign immunity or something. And check their track record. I bet you their track record doesn't have no Regina versus on the Bindi Bay, where magistrate is telling these people, it's deemed that the correct name and address is suitable, reasonable, alternate identification. He gave them nationality card, right to travel card. He didn't give them license. And magistrate came back and said what he gave was adequate identification. And the charges against Mr. Obey ought to be dismissed. And an acquittal will be entered until this dismissed stuff goes through. He's acquitted because he gave them identification that recognizes his Aboriginal, Indigenous, Moorish, Moor, American nationality. Before any of these Johnny-come-latelys, this Moor had an interaction with the Illuminati, the Jesuits of Rome, the whatever we want to call them. He had an interaction with them, and his interaction got all his stuff dismissed, and he got acquitted more than once. And then there's other Moors. How Johnny-come-lately trying to say that you're somebody you got some jurisdiction? How you got some jurisdiction? What you mean you have jurisdiction? Oh, you got the prophet's chair? Oh, you got the prophet's chair, so you are the successor of the stuff for all the Moors for us to follow you now? Okay. Okay. I'll be right there. I'll be right there. I'll be right there. Right. Now, and again, like we said, somebody needs their meds. Like we said, if people want to be followers, if people are followers and like following and they have a followership mentality, fine, you go follow. But don't come to Moors after you go follow talking BS about Moors need to assist you with whatever. Because when we say we're Moors and we go do whatever, whether it's BS or whatever we get, we take those lumps. That's just what it is that we have to get because we're standing on our birthright and we know what this is. That's just what it is. You're not looking at it like it's a negative because Highwayman did something. The problem is, we started thinking like that. No. The problem is that too much jumping around is going on and people not sticking with the foundation. The foundation that's been putting at work. People sacrifice their life. There's Moors that did 30 in the hole for you Moors today. These new people talking about you're Moors, but you're straying from the program, from the Moor that did the 55 days. That Moor did 55 days for your ass. For you to say that you're Moor right now, that Moor who was a Moor before you knew people, you Johnny come lately people, you Johnny come lately people. A Moor just did 50 days because he was standing on his rights as a Moor. Where were you when his situation went down? Or you weren't around? All right, so then don't talk about you're needed right now. Because if you weren't around and you just came yesterday, clearly you're not qualified to say that you're representing for Moors. Clearly. Because the Moor who got 55 days, he was a Moor before he got 55 days. He didn't become a Moor and got the 55 days. He was a Moor. He's been a Moor. He's been a Moor. Remember what we said at the beginning. The vampires, they suck you. You're like a mosquito. You just hear the and you know you can't swing hard because you're going to slap yourself or whatever and hit nothing. Mosquitoes around right now. Strictly mosquitoes right now. All around. Watch for the biters. Watch for the biters. Watch out for the biters. Let me tell you, it's surreal. It is surreal to see twelve Moors walk to 4 cars, get into these 4 cars, and start moving toward a destination. These 12 Moors in these 4 cars are driving in a fleet of 4 cars. lights are changing and people are yielding for the Moors to go through the light. Like, you know, when they say nobody left behind? Think about nobody left behind and think about the light changing yellow, but the first car is already past the line and there's 4 cars. There's 3 more cars coming up. The light turned yellow and the first car is just going into the intersection. There's 3 more cars back there. No speeding up, no trying to catch the light, no whatever. More just go through the light. All those Moors, oh yeah, Noble Drew Ali didn't smoke Newports. Let's put that on the record for people who want to say they're Noble Drew Ali. They ain't got Noble Drew Ali's spirit. Noble Drew Ali never smoked no Newports. You know that. All the wannabe Noble Drew Alis. These 4 conveyances had Moorish tags on them. And we're in the fleet of cars. We're in the fleet of cars. We're in the fleet of cars. And we're watching people get pulled over. We're watching people with state plates stopped by highwaymen, but the fleet of cars with Moorish plates passing them straight. Passing them. Like, going to Noble Drew Ali's burial site. Going to Noble Drew Ali's burial site and hunting for Noble Drew Ali's burial site. Hunting. Hunting. Just like, man, I know it's around here somewhere. Had the man even come help? Hunting. Where is this thing? It's supposed to be right here. Hunting. And the thing was right there. Everybody said they passed over that spot. Now think about this. You go look for somebody's burial site. It's in a certain plot. Within that plot, you have 4 people looking for this site. Searching, 15, 20, 25 minutes searching. Called the dude over. The dude came over. Groundskeeper. Helping, search. Oh, here it is, found it. Yo, everybody passed over that spot. Everybody could look and see the graves around that they saw, because some of them had stuff on them or whatever. Nobody seen that? This is real deep.
It's real deep. To all the Moors that are active, to all the Moors that study, most importantly, to the Moors that study, to the Moors who know the truth about their nationality and their birthrights because they are what they know. We give supreme honors to you because you are what the Moorish nation is. You people who study and recognize what the foundation is and put all your energy into being parts of that foundation to only make the foundation stronger. You are the Moors. Don't fall for these people's stuff when they talk about their new Moors with their eyes wide open. Yeah, you're 6 months in, you're 10 months in, you're a year in, you're 2 years in. You still have milk on your breath. You are leading no Moors out here. Zero. You're not leading any Moors out here. Because you can't have the milk breath talking about you're some divinist, ministerist. And I just came yesterday, but I'm Ali. I just came yesterday, I'm Ali. So make sure you listen to me because I'm Ali. My name is Ali. And Noble Drew Ali's name is Ali. So because my name is Ali, that means I have, you gotta listen to me. Right? As soon as you smell the breast milk on the breath, you already know. You shouldn't even be going further. You shouldn't even be going further. There shouldn't even be, well, let me just check and see what they're about and see if, you just came yesterday? Just came yesterday. And then these Moors play you out of your stuff. Have you chasing them for 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 800 years when you could have been studying in that time. Chasing after these fools. Talking about your US citizens and stuff like that. They got turbans and feathers on. Talking pro-democracy. Like we said, we know people got quote-unquote jobs. Because these dirty Moors sold them out. So now the sacrifice for the sellout is that you got to go work. But you know what you got to do, so whatever. You reserve your rights and then you go do whatever it is you got to do. Those people still Moors. They're not Moors because they work. They got a job, so they're not Moors. As I tell people all the time, like, these people are not going to stop me from going on the plane and flying wherever I want to go because they say, oh, hey, you got to sign our paper. If you sign our paper, then whatever. We're going to give you the whatever so you can go wherever. Well, you guys colonists, huh? Okay, yeah, sure. All rights reserved. Nice and big so you can see. Draw a signature over there. Give me the stuff. What you got for me? That's not a signature. What do you mean that's not a signature? Yeah, well, how come this card right here has that signature? And how come this paper right here has that signature? And how come this paper right here has that signature. What do you mean? No, all rights reserved. Oh, you're trying to violate? Oh, then you can keep your stuff. But they're like, hey, sure, oh, no problem. You know what I mean? We'll send that stuff back to you. Express mail 3 days. Oh, cool. Now, you know, you can go see some Moors. Not a Moor, because I have some corporate document. It means I'm not a Moor. Yeah, right. Oh, you figure that. That's why you study. So you learn. And when you learn, you apply. Might be positive, might be negative. Regardless what you get, you learn from your mistakes. Found the ghost emoji. I was waiting for somebody to find that. Don't even say anything. No more words. The new response, the new response is the ghost emoji. The new response is the ghost emoji, Mars. Don't even say any more words. No more words. The new response is the ghost emoji. Islam, Amir. That's why. That's why Elodial Moors is where it's at. Because Elodial Moors, they study. They study hard. They study hard. Elodial Moors study hard. You know what I mean? Regardless of what's going on, life is beautiful because we know that we're Moors. Islam to all you Moors. It's always a pleasure and an honor to be among real Moors. Moors who know about their nationality and birthrights are being what they know and are honoring the Prophet and making the Prophet proud to know that, yes, there are some Moors that follow the simple stuff. There are Moors that follow the simple stuff. Right? Islam to all those Moors like Juan Bey, like Juan Bey. Islam to all those Moors who were putting knowledge on young Moors. Even though they didn't know what if they would take it, if they would whatever, didn't know anything, they would just say, hey, man, you know, you're a Moor, you're a prophet, you know, give you some keys or whatever like that, and, you know, at least they know they told somebody. Islam to all those Moors who kept it alive, who didn't go to the grave with it. Islam to the Moors who kept the flame lit on the candle so we can have at least some light in this darkness going on right now. All your stuff was not for naught. All that work all you ancestors put in, it's manifested into the resurrection of the Moors. That we know that we're unified. We know that we're united. We know that we are a nation. And we don't need any Johnny-come-latelys to try and justify being Moors or making the life of a Moor easier. That's for people who want to be babysat. Babysat people, go join these Moorish organization whatevers and go get your stuff done for you. So you can, something happens, you can run and call somebody for them to come and help you because you bit off more than you can chew. And you don't want to accept the fact that you were acting premature because you weren't being what you know. You were being what you don't know, which is going to throw off the balance of the cause and effect. Because this is a science. That's why we're more scientists. You know how we do, Moors. Peace and love to all. Peace and love to all. Happy Holy Day to all the Moors worldwide, all the inter, extra, terrestrial, galactic Moors. Islam to all the center of the earth Moors. Islam to all the allodial Moorish American nationals, more American nationals. Peace and love to all the family. Don't forget Canaanland Moors. We got our Canaanland Moors barbecue. Canaanland Moors barbecue. Next weekend, July 14th. July 14th. We're going to be at E.T. Seton Park. 4th annual Canaanland Moors barbecue. E.T. Seton Park. The entrance is at 73 Thorncliffe Park Drive, and it's lot number 1. So just spread the word. 12 to 6 p.m. the 4th annual Canaanland Moors barbecue. Of course, 5 Principles catering. We're going to be doing their due. Just make sure you come with your belly empty, because it's going down. So Islam to all the Moors. Peace and love to all. Keep in mind, we got the Holy Covenant. Remember that we are a nation. We are a nation. Before we're anything, we are and we were a nation. And there's nothing that a Johnny-come-lately could present that is supposed to stray you away from dealing with the foundation that's been putting in work for us to be able to say that we're Moors today. Many sacrifices were made for Moors to be able to say that they're Moors today in 2018. Give those people their honors. And if they have set themselves up that they are a succession and they've been doing the work, join on to that succession and assist them in doing this work. Your benefit is going to manifest from your unity. Because of the unity is when our wish is our command is going to manifest. And again, there's Moors already who are united, regardless of where they are. That mind detect mind is a strong thing. That mind detect mind is some serious powers. And that's what Noble Drew Ali was doing by having us have one flag, one custom, one headwear, you know, one seal, one emblem, one, like, everything was to have everybody on the same mind frame. The less things to think about, the easier it is to meditate. Stick to the foundation. Peace and love to all Moors worldwide. Happy Holy Day once again. Honors to the Prophet Noble Drew Ali and the Honorable Marcus Garvey. And praise Allah for bringing us a prophet and a forerunner to lead us in the right direction toward our salvation as a people. Peace and love.
And conscious means that you're conscious of what's going on in this world. You're fully aware and awake to what's going on in this world. That's what conscious rap means. So if you got conscious rap, that means you got unconscious rap. That means you got motherfuckers that's unconscious rapping. That means they sleeping. They still under the spell of Leviathan. They still under the spell of King.
Call me brother man, I'm not the rubber man. Though I keep my Nazis in affairs wrapped with some rubber bands. Bunning out the Ku Klux Klan and Wizard Grand Dairy Queen misters. Just butts of guns I'm giving. Trying to make more sovereign citizens, these minions. Help kill your prophets, stole your treasury millions. You heard it from your brother man. Now the smother sell out. Sets links in case who kush days keep me red out. I got the knowledge to make these silly hoes question the pimping directors of music videos. Gaylords and persons with strap-on boots with heels. Too much graphic art faces. Boobs are not real. Since MCM and Troop, they use Timberland boots to get us all caught up in fashion, not the simple men who's got our people on dogmatic, not metaphysic. Exoteric, not esoteric is how you missed it. So out of it, you couldn't feel the natural mystic blowing through the air like it didn't give a shit. I hear the dirty Moors dissing, cause I said profanities. A lot of these grand sheets need to take off the panties. Pull the thong out your crack vest wearing sash, ass nigga. Return to where the prophet found you, Negro, what's that nigga?
It's time to choose a side. You either positive or you negative. You either evil or you good. You understand what I'm saying? Choose a side, nigga. I know what side I'm on.
I throw a Molotov at the priest that works for the beast. All they want is our people to rest in peace. No intention of allowing more stress to ease. Cracker won't go home to spread himself the disease. Genocidal epidemic kill us in high proportions. Instead of mummified, we stay boxed in coffins. Mayors attend funerals for PR purposes. Where's the police escort? He replied with nervousness. He said, I don't have those numbers or connections to have Metro Police lead your friend's funeral procession. That's coming from Mr. Mayor, black community player. No question in the hoods dropping off boxes of weapons. Then blame black on black crime or natural causes. Plus those doctors aren't on point but off a bit. Natural mystics prove they're not holistic. Hypocrite oaths make your children autistic.
I'm at the point now where I'm saying I'm tired of mixing the medicine with the food. I'm tired of playing that game. Now I'm shoving straight medicine down your fucking throat, nigga. You know what I'm saying? Straight doses of medicine and then shove down your throat. I don't give a fuck if it turns you off or not. But if it do turn you off, you're stupid, ignorant motherfucker. You know what I'm saying?
Don't judge like the cover of your favorite book. Visit you in your dreams, hand with the hook. Paralysis overtook, so shook. Stop, look, listen with precision. MC on a mission, vision. Past senses and endless. Cycle with active Morse, beat you with facts senseless. Have your mind defenseless when the truth enters. Out of glow. Reminds me of Omar Bay, Algonquin embers. Tap your pioneer out what some man remembers. All the lies told to your mind dismembered. Circle broken into quadrants, see the seven in the center. Compass G between the square. Baphomet of Templars. Warlock. Call on my witch mothers to maim them. The same wise spirits burned at stakes in Salem. Torture with vagina pair, survive, bobbing for apples. Contort thumb slide, wrist out, tight shackles.
I always got something deep to say. Every time around. I always got something deep to say. Every time around. I always got something deep to say. Every time around. I always got something deep to say. Every time around.
You sat down and you attacked the master teacher because you thought you heard something that you didn't hear. That's the first violation. You don't come in. First of all, you come in and you act like you come in teach, but you don't. You got an agenda.
Wars of men upright, independent and fearless. Dogmatized, dirty Moors, punks cut out left earless, cause they never listen. Dirty Moors, keep up your slander. Wu-Tang torture in your ass, hot hangers. Kidnappers, dirty Moors, torture him.
Oh, Islam Wars. Forgot to tell y'all, Iron Sheik 7 is on the way soon. Iron Sheik 7, the double album. The Bakermas and the Alchemist. The Bakers and the Alchemist. The Alchemist. Iron Sheik 7. Iron Sheik Moorish MC 7 dropping soon. Iron Sheik 7 Moorish MC is going to be dropping soon. The Alchemist. The double album. Alchemist side and the Bakermas side. gonna be a double. It's gonna be crazy.
You sat down and you attacked the master teacher because you thought you heard something that you didn't hear. That's the first violation. You don't come in. First of all, you come in and you act like you come and teach, but you don't. You got an agenda.
Wars of men upright, independent and fearless. Dogmatized, dirty Moors, punks cut out left earless, cause they never listen. Dirty Moors, keep up your slander. Wu-Tang torture in your ass, hot hangers. Kidnappers, dirty Moor, torture him like Saw. 3D, 0.5 or 1 through 4. Or get it like 5 or 6 with a fez on jigsaw. Leather face in a turban, rip dirty Moors lips off. Disrespecting the mother Raz Mariah Bay. Wrap him up like double crochet, the barbed wire way. Throw him off a bridge or feed him to the piranhas. Yellow journalists more spread nothing but propaganda. Idi Amin Bay, treat the temple like Uganda. Dirty Moors like foreigners, crush the dust like ganja. Not worthy of being Moors, we call them dirty Nehesus. Solomon Seal spell command 72 demons to get you.
This is what the temple guys actually said. That Canaanland is not a part of North America. Canaanland is bigger. Yo, it's ignorant, man. I mean, come on, you're talking about the same land mass. Canaanland is actually bigger than the land mass they know as the corporate United States. Almost twice as big. And if they had any sense, they could just go to Google and they can type in North America and find out North America goes all the way up to Green. But they didn't.
Hey, Casper, this verse is for you, Casper. Casper, I heard you want a battle. This verse is for you.
They don't want to do that. They just dealing off emotion.
You might hear hoarse voices, see frog faces, and who's for feet. Demons we run with, spit fire with gold wolf teeth. Keep playing, forget back teeth. New Moors are an issue, get into. Maybe a dream visit from Ishnu, a nightmare to never end and always continue. Cold as an igloo, dealing with my trust issues through vigilance. Active Moors are militants, SPLC dirty Moors, call that sovereign citizen. Lions reviews, they notice all the empty pews. Benz need gas and fixing, but not enough dues. Pigpen Bays sell you out for peanuts, claiming that we nuts for teaching birthright street level, keeping it beat nuts.
To any members of the MSTA that's out there listening to what I'm saying, please get it through your head. I don't have a problem with the MSTA. I got issues with the
Kendrick Lamar, stay surrounded by feathers. Dirty's guilty of fraud if Juali scrutinized their ledgers. Getting proclamations from Morocco, disrespect us. Corporate city only recognize people's court jesters. Hand in their back, Moorish puppets and minions. Never get the human rights recognition like Moors near Virginia. Commonwealth, for active Moors, knowledge the Commonwealth. Dirty's claim more, but really on the straw man help. Authenticating a birth certificate, that's not significant. Still a little more two status syndicates. In more face, watch them two more status Indians claiming Turtle Island are lying, so intricate.
long days and long nights. But this message needed to be heard.
Yeah. Secret Society production. Do them and I'll just do me. Do them and I'll just do me. Masons think they had a black sleeping national, celebrating King's speeches at the Capitol. Don't have rights, so they act like an animal, thinking they the baddest in the dead status. Won't listen when I say they brown, not black. Don't think they sound like a clown on crack. Won't realize since their third eyes closed. Don't realize they waste money on clothes. Children with ashy knees, most are obese. Moms don't cook but order pizza with cheese and buckets of the clothes, shaking his finger licking. Till your arteries are sticking, hearts stop ticking. They wanna play the blame game, but it's too late. Most still don't learn till it's too late. I'll let them do them and I'll just do me. Stay watching DVD lectures and Bun TV. Let the dead do them and I'll just do me. My order of the day is still nationality. Let the dead do them and I'll just do me. Stay watching DVD lectures and Bun TV. I'll do me and let the dead do them. Mixing their trees with the cigarette blends. I'll do me and let the dead do them. Accepting a slave brand to identify them. I'm on Big Book, can't believe they so dead. talking without thinking, brainless heads, aimless threads. If you're black, you're a slave. Instead of humbling, they delete me from their page, calling me names, but that's no bother. Most are the return of emergency fund robbers, pushing the I'm black to cause friction. That's when I agree and I'm in the jurisdiction. They want me Morisco and at the disco. Caravana isn't carnival, no more calypso. The problems lost the world, but the people in it. Abusers of authority got the people timid. Not behind the wheel, but giving themselves limits. Things I say make pop eyes without spinach. Too much dead to wake up, work can't finish. The first Jews weren't black or the language Yiddish. Let the dead do them and I'll just be me. My order of the day is still nationality. Let the dead do them and I'll just do me. Stay watching DVD lectures and fun TV. I'll do me. And let the dead do them, mixing their trees with the cigarette blend. I'll do me. And let the dead do them, accepting a slave brand to identify them. The dead will do them like they've always done. Won't change unless in front the barrel of a gun. Won't change, no Barack said it's that time. Youths killing each other, same content in their rhyme. Rappers mislead, situations critical. When we write that spelling, spells are rituals. You might think not, I suggest every thought that you think should be done very careful before you give me an earful. My reply, the kind to make your ears tearful. Stomach butterflies won't wonder why. Just accept the message from me from the Most High. That's why most die, cause they don't listen. Nicene Council Conference, maybe you're Christian. Wicked police got circling Kaaba fictions. Our law is from my eye, they say black Egyptian, causing separations and black divisions. Brown faces, frontline on attack missions. The plot thickens, but it's thin perceptions. Got them spending less time on jewelry than inception. Voting for candidates whose motive direction is to keep us at risk in priority sections and make us have an altered perception. Decepticons got Autobots with deceptions. Let the dead do them and I'll just be me. My order of the day is still nationality. Let the dead do them and I'll just be me. Stay watching DVD lectures and fun TV. I'll do me. And let the dead do them, mixing their trees with the cigarette blend. I'll do me. And let the dead do them, accepting a slave brand to identify them.
The street is my world. I don't pretend to go up anything fancy. But I find more real in the world that I'm in than I do the tinsel. And the real world is the one I have to deal with every day, you know. Believe me, if I started murdering people, there'd be none of you left.
Let the bass kick. Playtime been over since y'all dropped the ball. Bound to the continent, there's no asylum for y'all. Pushing the black Asiatic game with Ford L and Pool Bay. Before NOI, I rep draw L all day. How many fakes proclaim to be the reincarnation and claim to be the true head of the Moorish nation? No mention of Billy Ill, but I read his letters. Dirty Moors mad cause they thought they dead as letters. Many were there when decisions were handed down. Now they claim that Billy Ill was not ordained, not commissioned, not called or appointed. With divine plans for ages, but Dirty Moors making changes, working with FBI during infiltrations. In a pheasant alleys giving bogey smoke inhalations. And secret laws are made, heads are made in public mentions. Don't believe, get the minutes of the first invention. Kirkman and Lomax Bay got called out as villains against the Prophet Soden and L. Paul Gibbons. Thousands of Moorish Americans followed those leaders that killed the prophet and made Moors parrots not readers. They don't study, brains hollow. To crush the truth, plant dissension in the ones that follow. Robbed the treasury, felt like they hit the lotto. Took advantage of the faithful Moors in their times of sorrow. Moments still critical 100 years later. The message, stick to the principles in your actions, be progressive. Don't sell your soul for a title, take your membership role. Watch out for grand cheeks pushing you in a censorship hole. The sellout was great, now they comfy and won't get the hell out. Active Moors come around, they get clumsy. Not hungry, but act grumpy and jumpy. Active Moors see them touchy and think it's lovely. With faces ugly, I push back so don't shove me. If not for love, it would be just as Dirty Moors get from me. Hitting all reincarnates and writs of discovery. And demanding the treasury, recovery, and love for money. Wearing a fez don't make you a Moorish adept. Dirty Moorish heads are Boy Scouts and cadets. Working for FBI inspectors, slaves for gadgets, claiming they got poor, but they really dead magnets. Running a fraud that's done cause new ones are here. One for all for one profit like musketeers. Bay, not Tampa or Buccaneers. I strike nerves like hard-watch things on those puppeteers. Pushing misconceptions as features they calling it facts. Swinging my scimitar, tongue not a fireman's act. Quick to call me out as dirty, say I violate acts. If you don't nationalize, know that I annihilate blacks. Nailing through their palms and insects on beams of wood. Burn crosses on black lawns in my Morris hood. Black Klansmen like movie from 1960. White power, not supremacy like Clayton Bigsby. Now I run through illusions, battling my arch nemesis, Miss Confusion. She's been trying to keep me out of course, facing losses, calling all her negative forces. 99 years past, Drew Ali said 50 would pass, and you wouldn't know about me, or even know what I brought for you. NOI and UNIA knew about him too. Most thought that they could bury the movement, be in charge, passive and abuse it. But Drew said new ones would come with eyes open, seeing and knowing, far from hoping. Far from belief in faith, master fruition. Study the laws of nature, activate intuition. One day our wheels of industry will stop, and when it starts again, more will be on top. Drew Ali blessed with latent power. Warned you, get out the way or be ground to powder. Drew Ali didn't kill you fast, but he brought you your title and estate vast. Confusion continues to confuse, no remembrance of Maghrib al-Aqsa by more descendants. Now I run through illusions, battling my arch nemesis, Miss Confusion. She's been trying to keep me out of course, facing losses, calling all her negative forces.
Yeah. Now we seek that higher knowledge. Only the ignorant can't relate. We just kill them with love instead of hate. That's what it's about.
We are Moors.
Shout out to the brass shake, Cujo L, Iron Sheik. Yeah.
We are Moors. Heard what I said? Circle 7 snap back, not just affairs. We are Moors. You heard what I said? Blue, white, green flags, not just red. We are Moors. Heard what I said? Keep talking reckless and movies for your head. We are Moors. You heard what I said? The slave name crest might have a more head. We are Moors.
20 Moors rockin', you could call them Moroccans. Racial West adepts, let's get it poppin'. Got a problem with my sheep? Got a problem with me? I be on the front line rolling 43 deep. I be studying for hours, 7 days a week, working on my higher self, cause the devil don't sleep. Big ups to Cujo L, that's the Iron Sheik. 7's up, facing the east, praising Allah. Astrology, cosmology, that's the real law. I slow roast ya, master the flame like Zoe Roaster. The rise of the new Moors, old heads move over. That Kundalini energy rising up like a cobra. This is training day, mount up with real soldiers. Elevate beyond the hate and claim your lost estate. The only reason you hate is you too blind to relate. The only reason you hate is you too blind to relate.
We are Moors. Heard what I said? Circle 7 snap back, not just affairs. We are Moors. You heard what I said? Oh, I can have piece of turban, no affairs. We are Moors. Heard what I said? Keep talking reckless and movies for your head. We are Moors. You heard what I said? The slave name crest might have a more head. Stop talking crazy. You can't be everything but Moors. That's like willing to stay minority and not mature. Therefore, touch to be gay taught the world don't respect you. However, since you want to be it, you go down when they fall. Okay, the ones you call government, that's really a corpse. Black man means funeral director. Should make sense, of course. Music is the food, and the message, the medicine. Humble food is poison. I'm with the golden era veterans, like Mark B. Condor. condolences, QB, RIP prodigy, who studied the history of the Moors and etymology. You missed the Corsica headband, Scott's got the bandana. Moorish MC, the real Moroccan, not the French Montana. Kendrick Lamar, you Sarahite, trust me, Hebrew's a language. Lupe put Moors in his video, made the point vantage. Yassine Bey knows Sabir, Bey knows Moorish, not the MC. Fuquan Bey and Daddy IU on some Moorish degrees. Sprague and Bojuno, they even killed Peter because of Macintosh. Still visit the other planets, hip-hop astronauts. Milky Way flow, rays of tassels, blind unbelievers. To higher than other senses, to still pick up the frequency. Pick your addiction, truth will still make itself known. To go platinum now, you gotta give up more plus your soul. Watch Professor build pyramids, I watch Drink Champ steady. Cause Newbies said you are on a track, so call me Petty. Also more exec produced the War Report album. Aboriginal Super Cat taught me how to hang and scalp them. Operation Lockdown video, feathers like I said to do. Initiate invasions, activate our doors, every scoop. We are Moors. Heard what I said? Circle 7 snap back, not just affairs. We are Moors. You heard what I said? Blue, white, green fairs, not just red. We are Moors. Heard what I said? Keep up and reckless and move peace for your head. We are Moors. You heard what I said? The slave name crest might have a Moor head. We are Moors. We are Moors. Heard what I said? We are Moors. Heard what I said? Heard what I said?